Hello everyone. I'm making a vintage cake here today. I will show you how I decorated this cake. So first, I do have this 10-inch heart-shaped cake. The first layer I put on the cake board is a vanilla cake, and then I put a dam around the cake before I put in my cake filling, which is a chocolate mousse. And then I'm putting on top a chocolate cake. So this is basically a marble cake. Now I'm going to do crumb coating on the cake before I put my final layer of buttercream. So what it does is that it basically coats the cake properly without getting any crumbs, for the final layer or outside of the cake when we finish the cake finally. So here you can see I smoothed it out as much as possible before I cooled it in the refrigerator for about half an hour or so. And then now I'm putting my final layer of buttercream. Here I have a deep red buttercream. I used emery color, super red color. So this is, you can see that it came out very nicely red, like a heart color. And I'm smoothing it out, trying to cover any kind of white spots that are showing up from inside of the cake. This is one of the struggle on creating a buttercream cake. So yeah, after some struggle, I managed to smooth it out as best as possible. And then I started decorating the cake. But before I started decorating the cake with the vintage design and piping on the cake, I decided to cool it again in the refrigerator for about half an hour. So the cake hardens enough for me to start decorating and piping around it basically without smooshing any of the other colors on the cake. So here you can see I did a border using white piping, and because the cake is cool, it's not going to make any kind of bad mess or anything. So I did use you can use any kind of piping actually to do the border, whatever your preference. In here I'm using those the leaf the piping tip that I have, the bigger one. I used it on this, and then on top of it I was using a rosette tip, and I also did some of those different type of tips that I have available. So basically just play around with it, I would say. See what looks good for you. I am just basically just picking up different piping tips and trying to create something based on what I think might look good. So again, this is for my mom, so I had the liberty to kind of go with the freestyle design that I wanted to create. And this is why I'm not too particular about like what tip I'm using and whatnot. And you can also see that once I did all the borders, I started doing some of the outline on the cake. So I used actually a circular cup that I had, cutter I had, and I put half of circle on the cake to make that kind of lace draping on the cake. You can do many different ways if you want. If you are good with kind of lining the cake in the freestyle way without measuring or putting any kind of indent on the cake, feel free to do that. I wanted to make it a red and white theme cake, so you can see I'm just kind of like playing around with it. I will be making more vintage cake and probably can show you more on what kind of different piping tips you can use to create different styles of vintage cake. So here, this is for her 56th birthday, and yep, I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you.